circumstances.
Thank you. My next question is for both Dr. Ayati and for Ms. Chavez. Doctor, I was so intrigued in your written testimony by your phrase that we live in an anti-aging society, because I think this is a key issue in addressing isolation, in addressing how we treat our seniors, in keeping them engaged. And I would like both of you to address that issue. What advice do you have for older Americans and their families so that we can counter this pervasive anti-aging feeling in our society that sometimes leads to our seniors being devalued or pushed aside? And Doctor, I'm going to start with you because you've lived in two different countries. You were trained in Iran and you now live in the United States. So I'd be interested if you see differences in those societies. But in general, please comment, and then Ms. Chavez, I'd like to hear from you too.
Thank you, Chairman Collins. I'm always asking this question for myself as physician being in third world country and traditional society and then practice here. Why older adults in these countries, even they don't have access to medical field, they don't have access to nutrition, supplements, all vitamins that we have here, why they do physically and mentally doing better. But very interesting observation, these people, when they migrate to United States, they're actually going to get worse. They're starting to have depression or cognitive impairment. And I see it as every day, especially I practice in the state of California with a lot of immigrants actually live there. Why this going to be changed? And again, as you well mentioned, is mentality. We are very obsessed about youth. And this culture is going from the beginning. I'm always criticizing, or maybe I'm doing as well, this is the wrong things, that we teach our children that there is something wrong with aging. Or aging is the microbe or germ that we have to avoid that. When I go to every place shopping, I see the sign of anti-aging supplements. It makes me very nervous because it just tells my son, who's 4 years old, if I show it to him that, no, your dad is aging, which there's something wrong with him. We should stop just the word of fighting with aging. I see a lot of time when they're trying to do public education, it said, we have seminars about fighting with aging. There's no fighting with aging. Fighting with aging like we're fighting with nature, with solar system, we can't fight with it. We need to adapt to aging. It's a process starting from beginning of the life. If we start this culture, which has changed the dialogue in the community, in the society about it aging, then we can accept the aging. That's why I have a very educated PhD a patient that when it comes to me and asks me for depression treatment, he said, every time when I apply for a job, I have to dye my hair and I don't reveal my age because I have more experience and they're not going to pay me. And they tell me that because I'm aged, I'm not innovative. Who said aging people are not innovative? We actually have many studies shows as we age, or social skills improve, or Weissness is actually doing better. And we have many studies, not in the United States, in Germany, BMW or Benz company, they actually had a study about older laborers versus younger labor. The older laborers in the line of the production of the BMW, they actually do better, more productive, less mistake. We need to change this dialogue. When we change this dialogue, or older adult people do not feel frustrated, fear of aging. We should, when we have this dialogue change, then we can help this aging population. Do not focus on negative things. Stay on positive. And then we can have this thing's going to be changed. Again, I just want to one comment. I have the same problem with my students and nurses to encourage them to work in aging field. Because when we look at the media, the picture of the doctors or nurses are hero in the TV series. They're on a scrub, they have 10 pagers, they're all bodybuilder, and they are just, and this is the picture that my students see. And when I ask them to come working in nursing home, I said, I don't like to come here. It just smells very bad. I have to take care of many old people there. And the same as the young nurses. But this is not medicine. The people went to medicine because they have a passion to help these people. That's the philosophy of medicine. But we are changing. I think we need to definitely change for public education, media, and then we start from there. I'm sorry I've been a little bit over time.
Thank you. Ms. Chavez.
I enjoy sitting next to the doctor who's clearly passionate about this subject. It's wonderful. I have the same philosophy. Actually, when I was running the State Unit on Aging in Arizona a few decades ago, people would look at me and they say, "You're too young to be running state agencies on aging issues." So I used to wear this button. It said, "Aging. If it's not your issue, it will be." Because for me, it's a rite of passage. And in my culture, as a Latina, seniors are the epicenter of our universe, so for me it is just something you do. But I would say three major things that at NCA we tell people to think about. The first is really think about your financial plan. For women, again, even more important. Start thinking about it now. Even for women and young men in college, start putting away for that longer retirement that you're going to have, that bonus 20 to 30 years you're going to have at the end of life. Also, understand the benefits that are coming to you at that point in time, because there's ways of really leveraging those benefits. The second is engage in healthy behaviors. Doctors, scientists will tell you that the things you do in your 20s and 30s actually can have a great impact of what you'll be able to do in your 60s and 70s. And if you look at my father, who's 89 years old and doing 200 push-ups a day, nobody can tell him that aging is a bad thing. It's a great thing. And so start doing great things now with your body, and both mentally and physically. And third, stay active and engaged in your community. Find a passion, something you're truly, truly excited about that gets you up every day. You know, having been in the field working on these issues for decades, I will tell you the number one reason seniors are able to get over a fall, we're able to get through chronic disease, is they have something other than disease that they're focused on every day. And so I encourage everybody to always think through, just as we say in our Aging Mastery program, what are you grateful for? Because every day is a gift. And how are you going to use that gift of time, not only wisely, but for the better things in life?